Well, welcome to our Bible session this afternoon. We talk about things and we have talked about asking in the past, but I wanted to bring it up again because I hope we understand that right now, with everything going on, all the storms that we've had in middle Mississippi and the people that has lost homes and hurting, and we just need to be people that ask a lot. And that's praying. So Matthew 7 and 7 and 8 helps us. It says, ask and it will be given you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks it will be open. Now we know that Jesus gives us more than a prayer tip here. He gives us a way to live before God. In these verses, asking is not weak faith. It's a confidence that is dependent upon a loving Father that will give us what we need as far as an answer or solution to whatever the situations might be. Now, Matthew 7, 7, 8 teaches that God invites his children to come boldly, persistently, and expectantly. Bring a petition, whatever it may be. There's nothing too little or too large for him. The first part of this is asking shows dependence. Now, to ask is to admit that we just don't have what it takes, but he does, and we recognize that. That is humility, not failure. You see, prayer begins when we stop pretending that you and I know everything, we can handle everything, we're self-sufficient. We need to start trusting God as our source, and this shows it when we go to him and ask him for things. We're saying we don't know, but you do. Many people try to handle life by, effort alone, but Jesus says, ask first. Now, the power of asking is that it turns our need into prayer and our prayer into trust, because that's what you're doing. You're actually saying, I don't know what to do about this, but I trust you. You know what to do, so help me with this situation. Second thing is asking must be persistent. You see, Jesus uses three active words: ask, seek, and knock. The repeated command gives a sense of like an action that doesn't stop. It continues on. Not a one-time request, in other words. In other words, keep asking, keep seeking, and keep knocking. Persistence is not about wearing God down. It's about refusing to give up before the God who hears everything. Delayed answers are not always denied answers. See, that's the thing. A lot of times when God don't answer people when they think he should, they're like, well, he's not going to answer me. So why waste my time? That's not God. That's not the way he works. The third one is asking is rooted in God's goodness. Matthew 7 and 8 says, for everyone who asks receives, and the promise is grounded in the character of God. Jesus is teaching that the Father gives good gifts to his children and can be trusted with all of their requests, even if it takes a while. This means prayer is not a gamble. When we ask God, we are approaching a Father who knows how to give what is best for you and I, not merely what is the easiest. Sometimes it may be the hardest, but it's the best for us. We need to understand that. And then the fourth thing is asking leads to a deeper seeking. You see, Jesus moves from asking to seeking. Knocking, because prayer is not just about getting things from God, it's about getting more of God and giving him the trust that we need to. Seeking means pursuing his will, his presence, and of course his direction. And all of those are important to us. We don't have that ability, but he does. Now, the deeper purpose of asking is relationship, not merely results. It's that we're telling him we trust him completely with whatever it is in our lives and our future. And that's what we're saying. So as we apply this, we need to ask boldly because God invites you to pray. He wants you to talk to him and tell him your petitions. And listen, it don't always have to be something you want or need. It may be something you just want to say thank you for giving those things to me. We need to ask persistently. Don't just ask and turn your back on it. Ask persistently because Jesus says to keep on asking, because that shows that we just know the answer is there and he's the only one that's got it, and we trust him for the proper answer. We need to ask humbly because prayer is an act of dependence. So when we ask him like that, we ask him humbly, we believe that. That's because we're dependent on him, knowing that he is in control. He has the answer, and it's going to be good for us. And ask expectantly, because the Father is good and hears his children. He tells us that if we ask in his name, he will give it to us. It may not be our time or the thing we ask for, but he will give us what is best for us at the best time. So as I bring this to a close, we think about the power of asking is not in the strength of our words, but in the goodness of the one who listens and hears and answers us. You know, when you ask God in faith, you're not wasting breath. You're stepping into the promise of Jesus Christ. He promised you these things. He told you these things. He wants you to ask him and turn things over to him. So we need to be bold. We need to bring things to him. And remember this, nothing is too small. Nothing is too large. God can handle it all and handle it completely. And the thing we need to understand is whatever it is that he answers or gives us, it's going to be the best for us. We can count on it. He's not going to ever do anything against you, to hurt you, or cause you a problem. We can trust and know that whatever the answer is, we can take it, use it, accept it, because it'll help us. God bless, and I'll see you next time.